Hello everyone. Welcome to the broadcast. Oh, almost perfectly on time today, at least as far as when I started, when I pressed the buttons, and I'm pretty sure that the YouTube one has started, so we're not going to have that problem today. All the dials and the blinking lights seem to be in the correct position, so I think we're ready to go. Should be a good time. We're trying to start in a visual novel today. We'll see how it goes. But it looks like an interesting combination of dark comedy and creepy. So we'll see. Could be good. Let's see. Let's check in with the kitties before we get too much further, though. Mason and Sky there on the bed. Molly getting a drink. Sammy is visible in the play area. You can see her sitting in the upper right corner of it. And Ember is on my shoulder, currently embedding the inevitable one sharp claw into my shoulder blade. Because she's a sweetheart, yeah. As you're talking about me, you could be petting me and loving me more. Oh, been a productive week so far. I mean, we've dropped the ball on the full function of the prior broadcast this week, but they happened. They were things that occurred. So we got that. Well, like I said, we're going to be doing a visual novel today, Kugayama Shiori's Death Diary. Apparently, the story of a ghost trying to determine the events surrounding or the cause of her death. There will be some darker themes in this. Let's verify. System settings. Already read text. There we go. So there is a blood filter. It's gonna do the Danganronpa thing, which means fuchsia paint everywhere, as you might be able to tell from the menus. This is meant to be splatter. Interesting. I just noticed that there is a menu bar that appears if you get your mouse near the top of the screen, and the way that it is set up to function is it actually shoves the viewport down. Interesting choice. Let's switch over the audio here. Make sure we've got it sufficiently reduced in volume. A little further. I do like it. It's got a nice. It's sparse, but there's also some extra sounds at the edge of it that are a little bit not really discordant, but in that neighborhood, you know? That weird like thrumming sound is off from the chime that we're getting periodically. I like it. Let's see how this do. It does seem like it has a voice. I will try to chatter as I can, but I also don't want to interrupt the speech of the lines more than I have to. Both because I want to comprehend what's going on, but I want you to be able to hear it too. This is some of that dark imagery I was referring to. Implications. Oh, no, we're past implications. We went from the we'll even show the hanging shoes in a children's animation straight to, oh, no, wait, that's exactly what's going on. I will try... can I do this? We're gonna try that. And we're gonna try turning to title real quickly here. Is there... Okay, the audio, or at least the voice lines, will be in Japanese, so we're definitely going to want to read more than having to worry too much about talking over the lines. Apologies for those that can understand Japanese. I cannot. I recognize some words and sounds to some extent. Hey, can you see me? Yeah! Hi, you can even hear me? Some see me now and then, but you're the first I can actually talk to. I was about to comment on that, the fact that she's hanging there, but she's looking at us and blinking. Please don't make that face. I'm perfectly fine hanging around like this. Haha. I'm already dead after all. I'm a ghost, you see. Looks like we still have some time left on... Oh, no, it's working. Excellent. I'm trying to remember to manually trigger ad breaks for when I take a break or something like that, so that we don't get the spontaneous, 3 minutes of Twitch ads in the middle of me doing something. Oh, you're not worried. You're scared, aren't you? How careless of me. I'm sorry. I'll get down right away. Must have startled you. I'm sorry. So, I don't know what these are called, but you get this in some of them where it's kind of a will-o-wisp. These little blue flames that we can see in the corner when it's not showing the pop-out menu. Those tend to be like emblems of or things that appear in like supernatural locations. I don't know what they actually are. If somebody knows, let me know. What happens if I click her name? Okay, she just repeated the text. Must have startled you. I'm sorry. Worry, I'm not about to curse you or anything. I really won't. I'd never lay a finger on anyone. I wonder how much of this pun actually shows up in the original text. I'm not hanging around here out of resentment. I just have some circumstances. Perhaps fate has tied us together somehow. Hey, if you don't mind, would you listen to my request? Deny the call to action. Beverage. Stood and spoke a little bit too much yesterday, so my voice gets raggedy, or I have to shift around a little bit more, that's why. Really? Thank you. You can see the bruising around her neck. while there's the possibility that it's obscured by shadow, isn't present right now. It's only when she was in the tree that it was visible. Sure, you'd say no. I guess you never know. You'll never know unless you try.
そうね。何から話そうかしら。
Let's see, where should I start?
名前ね。
First, my name.
私の名前は久我山しおり。よろしくね。
My name is Kugayama Shiori. It's nice to meet you.
まずはなんて言ってしまったけれど、実は覚えているのはそれだけなの。名前だけ。
That was interesting, actually, thinking on it. When she said her name, they put the comma there. That in English, that tells us that the second part is her first name, but that's not how you would generally see it in text. I haven't seen that before. Oh, I know I said first, but the truth is, there isn't really a second or third. The only thing I remember is my name.
自分がいつ死んだのか、なぜ死んだのか、自宅はどこ、年齢は、趣味は。
It's an interesting sort of ghost, a ghost that doesn't know its circumstances more than they're definitely dead and they're a ghost. When did I die and why? Where did I live? How old was I? What were my hobbies?
覚えていないの。名前以外の記憶が全くない。
Can't remember any of it. Aside from my name, everything's gone.
記憶がないから、この世への執着も全くない。
Since I remember nothing, I don't have any real attachments to this world.
要するに、自分がどうして成仏していないのかわからないの。
In short, I have no idea why I'm still here. It is the classic unfinished business or grudge or something like that is often what's presented as keeping a ghost around, but having no memory. How could I have unfinished business? How could I have a grudge? I don't remember anything. That does imply that the binding force in this case is not the ghosts themselves then. It is a ledger outside of their control that still exists even if they don't remember it.
もう一度死んでみれば成仏できるかしらと思って首を吊ってみたのだけど。
I figured I'd finally find peace if I died again, so I tried hanging myself, but well, it didn't stick the first time, so what if we try again?
見ての通り失敗。
As you can see, it didn't work.
実は今回が初めてじゃないの。
That wasn't my first attempt.
何度死んでみても私は天国へ行くことができない。あるいは地獄かもしれないけれど。
No matter how many times I die, I just can't seem to go to heaven. Or hell for that matter.
もしかしたら忘れてしまっただけで私には強い未練があるのかもしれない。
Maybe I just forgot, and I actually do have strong regrets tying me to this world.
この世で何かやり残したことが。
Some sort of unfinished business I left behind.
前置きが長くなったわね。ここからが本題。
Sorry for the long introduction. I'll get to the point
記
now.
憶を取り戻す手助けをしてほしいの。
I want you to help me get my memories
名
back.
前しかわからないから何をどうすればいいかわからないし。
Hello, Sammy. You come in to sit with me? You're actually going to be able to sit with me the whole time if you want, because you won't be interfering with, a game-playing hand. Come on. Come on. There you go.
それに幽霊だからできることも限られている。
Besides, there's only so much a ghost can do.
このままじゃ永遠に無意味な自殺を繰り返すだけ。
At this rate, I'll just keep dying again and again for
ど
eternity.
うかお願い。少しでも私を哀れに思ってくれるなら。
Yeah. Yeah. So please, if you feel even a little pity for me...
いえ。
No, that was
断
unfair
り
of
にくい
me.
雰囲気を作るのは卑怯ね。
Hey there, Tass. Say, that's an interesting idea. You know, it isn't a roguelike, there'll be an end to it. When you think about it, if we're talking about a reincarnation belief system, it is a bit of a roguelike. This time, I'll try again, but our starting loadout was this. The second time, all I drew were worm abilities, so it was a rough run. But you know, this time I really got I really got some god rolls. I acknowledge you, Sam. Yeah, I do. Yeah. Yeah. This is unfair of me. I basically pressured you into saying yes.
こうしましょう。すぐ近くにコンビニがあるでしょ。
How about this? There's a convenience store just around the
もし
corner.
私を助けてくれるなら、そこまで来てくれる。
You're willing to help. Could you come
そ
meet
ん
me
な
there?
気になれなかったら帰って大丈夫。私は二度とあなたの前に現れない。
If you don't feel like it, you can go home and I'll never bother you
そ
again.
れじゃあね。
See you there. Ellipsis. Time to go. Okay, let's... I don't have any sign here then that we have a navigation tree available, but that may show up later. As in, some visual novels have the various branches and storylines like actually represented in sort of a map in the game somewhere, like a branching tree or similar, you know, to make it so that the completionism is not trial and error in a whole ton of save files. I mean, yes, with worms you can split in two, but that's kind of all you can do that is interesting.
よかった。来てくれたのね。
Otherwise, with worms, it's largely eat dirt and poop and make more poop. You really came. I'm so glad.
実は不安だったの。幽霊からのお願いなんて気味が悪いでしょ。
To be honest, I was getting worried. It must be unsettling getting a request from a ghost like
でも
this.
あなたは来てくれた。ありがとう。とっても嬉しい。
But you still came. Thank you. I'm really happy.
早速
Phrasing.
記憶探しを始めたいのだけど。
I'd like to start searching for my memories right away, but
さっきも話した通り、何も覚えていないから何をすればいいのかわからない。
I mean, that's true, Tass. Worm build would be a very simple run. You know, a decent cooldown run. I mean, you're unlikely to get anywhere, but, you know. Said, I don't remember anything, so I don't even know where to
そこ
begin.
で助言をもらおうと思うの。
So I thought I'd ask
あ
for
なたに
advice.
じゃなくて私の唯一のお友達 もちろん幽霊のね。
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, Wormbuild is the run ends when you get to the first major encounter. You know, you're going to traverse a relatively uneventful map, and then you reach the first boss, and you're one shot. Not you, but my friend. My only ghost friend, to be
こ
exact.
こに来てもらったのもその人に会うためなの。
She's why I asked you to come here, so you could
つ
meet
い
her.
てきて。すぐそこにいるはず。
Follow me. She should be right over here. Or there.
ん？こんにちは。
Hello.
え？うん。今いいかしら。
Very, monosyllabic right now. Do you have a moment?
うん。いいけど。
See. I can't remember what that region of the ear is called, but you have the 3 spiked studs there, a bar, and then, you know, a spiked dangling earring in the lobe.
記憶を取り戻したいの。
I want to get my memories
い
back.
きなりすぎてウケる。
Hey, that so came out of nowhere.
この前まで消えかけてたと思ってたけど、なんかあったの？
Figured you'd just up and disappear someday. Did something
い
happen?
っか。んでんで。
Yeah, whatever. Go on.
何か知らないかと思って会いに来たの。
Figured you might know something. About you.
それか、記憶を取り戻す方法。
That or a way to get my memories back. Actually, notice with Shiori, I don't know what type of flower it is, but they're like the way the left and right lower ends of her hair curve inward in the color change reminds me of a type of flower.
いや、知らん。私も記憶ないもん。自分の名
But
前
they
も
have
わかんない
those
し
almost like curled in ribbons, and they're often like a pinker color, I think. Yeah, I don't know. I don't have mine either. Heck, I don't even know my own name.
あら、名前も？
Huh? Not even that?
名前は覚えてんの？
What, you remember yours or something?
名前だけ。
Yeah, nothing else though.
久我山しおり。それが私の名前。久我山しおり。もしかして
Repeating the name.
聞き覚えある？
Does it ring any bells?
全然。とりあえず、しおりんって呼んでいい？
Nope, not at all. Anyway, can I call you Shiorin? I know there's a Hololive member that uses that as as like a I don't know if it would be a nickname or if it's or whatever. I wonder what's the structure that that calls that out from Shiori? Because it's, you know, it's not a diminutive. Encounter new things every day.
ええ。
Okay.
私のことは適当でいいよ。好きに呼んじゃって。
You can call me whatever you want. Anything's fine.
そう？それなら、実は私、密かにこう呼んでいたの。
So is it the "een" suffix, or you know, the addition of that to the end, or is there a rule to the trailing vowel? Interesting. In the case, I've actually already been secretly calling you. Gyaruko? Lame.
まあいっか。好きに呼んでって言ったのは私だし。
Gyaru was a type of fashion, wasn't it? Like an appearance trend? I was just wondering what the grammatical structure of the addition of the N is. It would the implication then be that Shiorin is just having the N sound of Chan appended to Shiori instead of actually having the Chan there? Did tell you to call me whatever you want. The nuances of language can be very interesting. I mean, it's like the whole 6-7 saying is it's one of those like, yeah, it's kind of silly. That's largely what perpetuated it, but it was interesting to find out, like, where did it originate? Was there a reason that it became a silly thing or a nonsensical thing? And largely, its point of origin is irrelevant to its current usage. It's just an oddball thing to say. And, to some extent, it has been perpetuated by the fact that there are people that are gravely offended by the fact that it is nonsense for some reason, to the extent where it's actually drifting away from being nonsense and almost being a call out of that kind, a signal, Interesting. Yeah, it's that Gyaru. In anime, I've always seen it portrayed as very much to some extent, trying to look Western, so tan, bleached hair, that kind of stuff. Yeah, like you're saying, very counterculture. What about you? Wait, come to think of it. Maybe coming to me was the right call. I don't have any memories, but I do know a lot of peeps. Peeps. Interesting concept here is, in death, she has a cell phone. A cell phone likely decorated as her, her cell phone was. Is it functional? She's holding it like it's functional. I just remembered someone who knows a lot about ghosts and stuff. Could help you out. I like how we haven't been addressed in this. Our POV character is some person who encountered her trying to re-off herself in the park. Like a medium or something? Nah, ghosts just like us. Someone who's been one for a long time. So, a ghost who knows a lot about ghosts.
詳しいってか、なんつうのかな。何でも調べてくれるみたいな。
How do I put it? More like she's willing to dig up whatever you need, I guess.
例のことに限らず。
Not just ghost stuff.
その人はどこにいるの？
Where can we find this person?
いつも図書館にいる。2階のどこだっけ？
Probably the library, like always. Second floor, somewhere.
詳しい場所忘れたけど、見たらすぐわかるはず。
I forgot the exact spot, but you'll know right away.
混んでてもその人の周りだけぽっかり空いてっから、寒気とかすんのかもね。
Even when it's crowded, there's always this empty spot there. Probably gives people the chills or something.
混んでいてもその人だけ。
When I move my mouse to click to advance the text, I'm frequently hitting the top of the screen, which causes that little pop down to happen, which is visually jarring. Or get too close to the end and you get that click. An empty spot, even when crowded. Thanks, we'll try looking for it.
なんかわかったら私にも教えてよ。ちょっと気になる。
Yeah, and if you figure anything out, tell me too, okay? I'm kind of curious.
もちろん。それじゃあ。
Yes, of course. See you.
またね。そっちの人もバイバイ。
They're very congenial ghosts. I'm wondering when we're going to encounter the first one that isn't.
ちょい待ち。
Hold up, buddy.
教えてあげたんだから、お別れの前に何か言うことあるよね。
Oh, well, speak of the devil. Look, voice, shadow, the edge of her hair, all of that changed. We have the extra lines around the eyes, visible veins, the pupils and irises have been contracted here. We've got a little bit of blur, and there's a little bit more pointiness to some of the ends. Same here. It's almost like kind of flames at the edge. I just helped you out. Now, what do you say when someone helps you?
意外と礼儀を重んじるタイプみたいね。
You're surprisingly uptight.
ついてきてくれただけなのに申し訳ないけれど、あなたからもギャルコさんにお礼を言ってくれる？
Sorry to ask when I'm just making you tag along, but could you thank Yariko-san too? Thank you.
よろしい。
Like, just the addition of that little, like, flame edge around some of the points and the edges, huge difference. That is, the stereotype of anime is that a lot of the faces are the same and similar. But even with the plain face template here, where it's primarily eyes, nose, and mouth, it's the nuance does a lot of work. Like, a whole lot of work. But that comes down to the artist actually doing it.
じゃあ、頑張ってね。
Like, even with this, we could look at that as eye makeup, but there's also just that harder edge around the eye that is close to looking like bags, Right then, good luck.
それじゃあ、教えてくれてありがとう。
Right, we'll be off for now. Thanks for the info.
さあ、行きましょうか。次の目的地は図書館よ。
Wrist joints are very grindy today. One of these times I'll have to set it up, or see if I can get it set up to actually allow me to remove the noise filter. See if you guys can hear some of that. Our next stop is the library. Now then, shall we get going? To the library. Now, one of the things that they asserted on the Steam page in their AI disclosure was that in the creation of some of the background art, they used, it was like Adobe Firefly, which is one of the tools in the Adobe Art package that is claimed to only have licensed content in its training data. Now, to what extent it was used is unclear, but the reason I bring it up is because of this bookshelf. Now, the books on it, the actual shelves themselves, make sense. It's this line right here that is off perspective, let's say. But we can also see a bit of that tilt over here as well. It's kind of an inverted fishbowl, you know? It's as if the lines are pushing away a bit from the center camera when it comes to the shelves. I mean, I guess alternately they could be sloped shelves. Like, this is not implausible, but it caught my eye. But I also like that we're seeing developers being very honest about what they're using. Some people aren't going to care that there's AI generated content, you know, generative content in there. Sometimes it's kind of exactly what you want people to be doing with that kind of tool, and that's using it as a tool. We've had filters for, you know, remove the background from this image for quite a while. This kind of thing often falls into that category. But how they phrased it was vague enough that it's not fully clear what their actual use was. But the willingness of a developer to actually call that kind of thing out and say, we did use that kind of tool in this part of the process, I think is good. Like, I've seen developers call out that, like, yeah, during the early, like, prototyping stages and whatnot, we use those kind of things for placeholders and figuring out how we might want to proceed. And I don't really resent people using that. The origins of the training data for the tools is still suspect, but the actions of the user of it don't feel suspect in those scenarios. Now then, an empty spot, even when it's crowded. Our ghost should be the only one there. I mean, it would be easier to find an empty spot in the middle of a crowd if there was apparently a crowd, but I see no crowd. I appreciate that this isn't a blank background when they're saying that it's not blank, you know? Or, well, this is a pickle. There are barely any people and everyone's sitting alone. But since we're both ghosts, I think I can single her out. Like, through her presence or aura or something like that. I don't know what it is. I'll figure it out. That must be her. Follow me. Glasses woman. Now, it'll be interesting to see, do we get this bottom of the eye art style? Like, will we see a living person? Do we get that same patterning there? Because that can tell us what the intent of the layout is. At the moment, that could be like eyeshadow, or they're making the eyes look slightly more sunken. He's got almost like opalescent eye color, though. That sort of almost like rosy pink, and then the like practically like teal, maybe.
ここ座ってもいいですか?
We can see, especially with the flames that they're using next to the names, the characters do have a coloration theme to them, associated with hair and like eye colors and whatnot. Speak. Can we sit here?
どうぞ.
Go ahead.
よかった。当たり.
Good. We have our ghost.
ほら、あなたも座って。隣にどうぞ.
Go on. Take a seat. Sit next to me.
館内では死後は慎んでください.
Please refrain from talking inside the library.
あなたの声が周囲に聞こえないように、私の声も誰にも届かない。
Just like how no one can hear you, people can't hear me either.
なるほど。同類でしたか。
I see. So you're one of us.
よかった。すぐに見つけられて。
Ember has come to sit with me again, and she is almost like across my collarbone, nearing wedging herself under my chin. Gotta squish the cat. Very snuggly. Let's see who's where real quick. Got Mason on the bed. Sherbet's passing through the play area. Ooh, I don't often see him laying there. Normally Mason's the only one that will lay there. The little mini air hockey table serves two purposes. Is I can put the little hockey puck on it, and Mason likes to grab that, or Molly likes to abscond with it. But additionally, it is a smooth surface that has that faint airflow to it that cools it a little bit. So in lieu of laying on the carpet or on, in the little boxes on the tree or on the floor or on the heating pads, there is a smooth, cool surface next to the smooth surface of the plastic bin next to them. A lot of the stuff that I've laid out is for the purposes of having various textures for them to roll around on. The table, which on wide view is on the right there, has the little bit of carpet and the canvas cloth on it for that purpose. Like Ember likes to roll on the canvas. It's textures. So I'm glad we found you right away.
珍しいこともあるものです。例のお客が一度に二人も。
It's rare for this place to have two ghostly visitors at once.
ああ、違うの。死んでいるのは私だけ。
I'm the only one who's dead.
なおさら珍しいですね。霊が見え会話もできる聖者ですか。
Oh, the more unusual then. A living person who can see and talk to ghosts, are you? So far, our POV character has not said much. Like, a few words at a time in an entire conversation. But any more than that has got to be extra awkward in these recent circumstances, because with one, you can be muttering to yourself. But with more of them, especially in different positions, you're clearly having a conversation with more than one individual. That is passing you from eccentric into concerning territory for passerby.
であれば改めて忠告を。
In that case, allow me to give you another warning.
死後は慎んでください。私たちと違ってあなたの声は読書の邪魔になります。わかりましたか？
Please refrain from talking. Unlike us, people can hear you and you might disturb them. Understood? Yes. One moment. I think I need to change that inhaler out. That is the risky surface of you have received a command to not, do not speak, and the question becomes like, do I affirm that I have accepted that order, or do I stay silent and they assume I accepted it, or do I stay silent and they're upset that I have not acknowledged the order? So it looks like Angry Ghost were frequently using some basic make the character look upset markers, which is going to be the harder eyebrows. We've got deepening of the shadow under the eye, the kind of bulging eyes giving us the veins, and the very narrowed irises there. On top of the sort of burning of the edges.
今のは返事を求めた私にも落ち度がありますね。
At least she realizes that she brought that onto herself. Suppose I share the blame for prompting a reply.
もう一度だけはっきりと言います。一切声を出さないでください。
We'll say this one more time, clearly. Do not utter a word.
返事は首を縦か横に振る。それだけで結構です。
For your response, simply nod your head, nod or shake your head. That will suffice. All right, for science.
ふざけているんですか?
Are you messing with me?
危ない。ブチ切れるところでした。よかったですね。私が理性的な例で。
That was close. I was about to lose it back there. You're lucky I'm a rational ghost.
この感じギャルコさんの時もあったわ。
This reminds me of back with Gariko-san.
はい。
コンビニの前でいつもスマホを触っている女の子。
Girl who's always on her phone in front of the convenience store. That is at least one of the terms I recognized in that. She didn't say convenience store, or at least in place of convenience store, it was konbini. The term that is now used for convenience store. Wonder. Again, it's interesting to think of how that abbreviation, how that term may have fleshed out. Because it has the sound of an imported term. Is it that, I can't remember. Does Japanese, like, have much of a V sound to it? Because I know it has a B sound. Because it has the sound of, instead of saying convenience, they're essentially saying conveni. Like, fully, like, truncating the name.
スマホ。ああ、彼女ですか。
On her phone? Ah, her.
急に機嫌を悪くして妙ななんていうのかしら、とても危険な感じがしたの。
She suddenly got upset, and there was this strange aura. Anyway, she felt really dangerous.
まさにそう、あなたのように。
Just like what I felt from you.
それはおそらく彼女の地雷を踏んだか踏みかけたんでしょうね。
You probably set off her trigger, or came close to it. I feel like that trigger word is capitalized.
地雷？
Trigger?
例にとって耐え難いこととでも言いましょうか。
Things a ghost finds unbearable, you could say.
理由は不明ですが、霊は感情の制御がしにくいんです。
For reasons unknown, we ghosts have trouble controlling our emotions.
これは長く霊生活を送っていれば自然と実感することです。特に怒りを抑えられない。
Anyone who's been one long enough realizes this naturally, especially when it comes to anger.
生前の私はとても理性的でしたが、今では瞬間湯沸かし器のようになってしまいました。
I was a very rational person in life, but now it's like I've become a kettle that instantly boils over. At least in my personal life, I'm both of those things at once. I've got a head start on the ghost thing, apparently. But before we continue, going to take a quick break. We'll run an advertisement during it. So we'll be right back. And we're back. We're back. I also had to look it up. It's an abbreviation using the sounds available. It is the imported term convenience, and then it is abbreviated down. So we get conveni. So, conveni. Which I like. It has a nice word origin and sounds neat independent of that. Let's real quick see if it's still there. Checking kitties. Okay, the little puck is still there. Almost certainly Mason returned, though. It's got a bit of a telephone game feel to it if you see it, if it goes from, Japanese back into, Romanized characters. So we're describing a narrative mechanic here, the idea that there are like ghosts have individual taboos that if they are broken, they get really angry really fast. Mine are breaking library rules. When someone breaks them in front of me, the rage shoots straight to my head. But as I am a rational, level-headed ghost, I know how to restrain myself. However, should you break the rules again, I can't guarantee what will happen. At worst, I could end up cursing you to death. See, my buddy might have accidentally set off Gyaruko-san's trigger then. Forgive my meddling, but you don't seem very experienced at talking with ghosts, so let me give you a warning. Rule 1. Never set off a ghost trigger. Each ghost has their own triggers and reactions. Some just get angry, while others will show outright murderous intent. That is a tightrope to walk. We don't know what these triggers are. We don't know how they're going to react to them. But it ranges from being, deeply offended through they're going to straight up kill you. Good luck! I myself don't know what I'd do either. So be careful and assume there won't be a next time. Interesting. Explicitly it's showing the text that we're being presented with. Here we go. I said there wouldn't be a next time. Okay, generic end screen. Okay. So we're being shown in this scene, you have already explored this path. Which unless we are presented with a navigation tree, while that is useful, it is not, I would say, sufficient for full exploration if there is a branching path mechanic.
よろしい。素晴らしい対応力です。
Good, an excellent response.
私にも何か地雷があるのかしら。
Wonder if I have any triggers too.
私には分かりかねますが、きっとあるでしょうね。
I couldn't say, but I'm sure you do.
ままならないわね。記憶がないと。
Sure is tough having no memories.
なるほど。私に会いに来た理由が分かりました。
One of the manga that I enjoyed recently was it's like Mirako-san. But it is a urban fantasy essentially, but more of the supernatural exists as a parallel world kind of urban fantasy. So there are ghosts and spirits, and there are like mediums and whatnot actually can interact with them. But one of the key factors is that normally they are separated parallel environments. That is, the things outside don't directly engage with anything on the other side. So, you know, you can walk through a ghost and neither of you would notice. But one of the important mechanics is it seems largely one way. Or at least there is the critical factor to being able to directly interact with the other world is if a living person demonstrates that they can perceive the other side. Because if they demonstrate that they can perceive it, that seems to give the other thing the ability to interact. But if the supernatural creature is not aware that you can be interacted with, you can still pass through them. So they have to have knowledge that you can perceive their side of existence, and then they must choose to act upon it. The implication being is if you can perceive them, they can act upon you. But that is still I have to apply fist to face with intent to harm, as opposed to just, I could accidentally bump into you as easily. And that becomes a core element of it, is that the lead character is very capable of perceiving these things, and so they're a threat to her. And a large portion of her interaction with the world has become being very adept at, despite being terrified, not presenting that, not making it clear that she can see these things. Being able to fake that she's looking at something else, even if she's looking straight through a creature. Like, it is obstructing her view. She is doing everything she can to make it seem like that's not what's happening. And that becomes even more interesting when the evasion is happening because she accidentally interacted with them in some way. And they noticed that as a possibility, and they're moving to confirm. The classic is, hey, can you see me? It's neat. At least once the character has kind of a nightmare where they're in a park and they're, a little kid runs over to them after, like, they kicked a soccer ball over or something like that. And, she hands it back, and the the ghosts are always presented in a completely different art style, but it shifts from that child to this monster. And it's that, you know, you saw me. It being a fear of hers that at some point she's going to slip up and one of the things will be able to kill her. Let's see, so that's why you're here. Huh?
ギャルコさんでしたか?
Yarako-san, was it?
霊事情に詳しい者がいると彼女が話したのでしょう。
I suppose she told you that there was someone knowledgeable about ghostly
生
affairs.
前の記憶を思い出す方法を知っているかもしれない。そう期待して私を訪ねた。
This someone might know a way for you to recover your memories from when you were alive. Which brings you here today.
違いますか?
Is that correct?
すごい。正解。
You're completely right. One of the words that she used almost sounded like she said, "Oh, cool. You're right." Like, wow, you knew exactly what's going on.
メガネをかけているだけあるわ。とっても聡明ね。
Oh, you're sharp. It must be those glasses. I think Megane or something like that. My pronunciation's going to be atrocious. Is glasses?
とんでもない偏見があるようですが。
That's quite the prejudice you have there. But I don't dislike it, so I'll let it slide.
簡単な推理です。記憶を失っている例は珍しくありません。
It was a simple deduction. It's not uncommon for ghosts to lose their memories.
長くこの世に留まっていれば、同様の相談を受ける機会はそれなりに。
When you linger in this world long enough, you naturally get your share of similar inquiries.
経験豊富なのね。あ、ごめんなさい。自己紹介がまだだったわ。私は
You really are a veteran ghost. Oh, I'm sorry. I have yet to introduce
お
myself.
待ち
I'm...
を。自己紹介は結構です。
Stop right there. That won't be necessary.
あ、そうね。みんながみんな名前を覚えているとは限らないし、無神経だったわね。
Oh, right. Not everyone remembers their name. That was insensitive of
い
me.
え、私も覚えていますよ。完全ではありませんが、生前の記憶もあります。
No, I do remember. Not everything, but I still retain memories from when I was alive.
ですが、教えるつもりはありませんし、あなたたちの名前を尋ねることもしません。
But I have no intention of telling you, nor will I ask for your names. Ooh, but why?
理解したわ。孤高の一匹狼。群れるつもりはないというわけね。
Understand, a lone wolf who walks her own path. I guess you don't want to join a pack?
違います。
What? No.
あら？
注意事項その2です。
Brings us to rule 2.
相手のことを知れば知るほど親しくなります。要するに相手への執着が生まれるんです。
The more you learn about someone, the closer you become. In short, you start getting
先ほども
attached.
言いましたよね。霊は感情の制御が難しくなると。
As I said earlier, ghosts have trouble regulating their
生
emotions.
まれた執着はいずれ呪いとなります。
Any attachment you form will become a fixation, and eventually a curse.
その呪いが聖者に向けられれば、
And if that curse is directed at the living,
呪い殺してしまう。
they could get possessed or killed.
そういうことも起こり得るでしょうね。
That kind of thing can happen,
そうい
yes.
えば、この人と公園で初めて出会った時、私はすぐに名乗ってしまったけれど、名前を聞こうとはしなかった。
Come to think of it, when I first met my buddy here in the park, I introduced myself right away, but I never asked for a name.
無意識に、それが良くないことだと思っていたのかしら。
Maybe I subconsciously knew I shouldn't.
かもしれません。
Perhaps.
名前を知らないのであれば、 知らないままでいた方がいいでしょう。
If you don't know someone's name, it's best to keep it that
知っ
way.
てしまえば親しみが湧き執着となり呪いと化す。
Once you learn it, familiarity follows, then fixation, and eventually a
気
curse.
がつかぬうちにせっかくの友人を害する悪霊になってしまうかもしれません。
Before you realize it, you could turn into a wraith and end up harming the friend you finally made.
十分に気をつけてください。
So please be careful.
少し寂しいけれど適切な距離が大事ということね。
It's a little lonely, but I guess I should maintain a proper distance. It does have a bit of that sort of thing. Is the closer you get to the other side, the more influence there is. And there's a there's a implication of kind of an anathema here that the dead have like how they said like you know don't set off the triggers of ghosts, but so far we've only seen our living POV characters set off those triggers. What would be the threat to another ghost? Because the way they described the risk surface is the threat of a ghost to a living person. But there's implication here that that can work both ways. Can this ghost curse another ghost?
わかったわ。ありがとう。さすが物知りね。
Understand. Thanks. You really know your stuff.
伊達に長く霊をやっていませんから。
I haven't been a ghost this long for nothing.
とりあえずそうね。あなたのことはどう呼ぼうかしら。
She's gonna call her like Glasses San or something like that. For now, let's see. What should I call you?
帽子をかぶってるから帽子さん。
Oh, you're wearing a hat, so Hatter or maybe Boshi-san?
あ、愛称なんてつけてしまったらそれはそれで愛着が湧いてしまうかしら。
But if I were to give you a nickname, I might start getting attached.
あなたのままにしましょうか。それが無難ね。
Maybe it'd be safest to just keep calling you then.
けど出会う人みんなをあなたと呼ぶのは混乱してしまうわね。
Though I suppose calling everyone I meet you might get a tad confusing.
私のことはご自由に。あなたが私に執着することはないでしょう。少なくともなくした記憶を求めている間は。
Call me whatever you like. You won't get attached to me. Not while you're still looking for your lost memories, at least.
そうね。だったら
Called it.
メガネさん。いえ、さすがに安直すぎる。
Let's see. In that case, Miss Glasses. That's too on the nose.
そうですね。
Haha.
嫌ですね。
Indeed, I dislike it.
今気づいたのだけど、私多分ネーミングセンス皆無ね。
She also said, you're wearing a hat. We don't see a hat. Just realized I have absolutely no naming sense.
ちなみにですが、生前はこの図書館で師匠をしていました。
For what it was worth, I was a librarian here when I was alive.
ずいぶん昔の話ですが、この図書館ができたばかりの頃は、ここに詩書席があったんです。
It was a long time ago. Back when this library was new, the librarians used to be right here.
師匠さん。安直すぎるかしら、さすがに。
Miss Librarian, then? Though that might still be a bit on the nose.
全く問題ありません。私も一番呼ばれ慣れています。
It should be fine. It's the name I'm most used to.
私はあなたたちを記憶の旅人とその相棒と呼びます。
I shall call you the Traveler of Memories and her buddy.
さすがね。私とは比べ物にならない詩的なネーミングセンスだわ。
Well, that's far more poetic than anything I came up with.
そうでしょうとも。ずっと図書館にいますからね。
Of course, I've spent a long time in this library after all.
いえ、私の話はどうでもいいんです。旅人さんの問題を解決しましょうか。
No, my story doesn't matter. We should focus on solving your problem, Miss Traveler.
期待していいのかしら。答えを教えてくれるって。
Does that mean you can really help us? Do you know a way?
さすがに答えそのものは。司書の仕事は調べ物の補助。
I'm afraid I can't give you the answer itself. My job is to help with the search, as a librarian should. I remember school libraries and big public libraries. They're still, it's not like they have ceased to exist. They're still a thing. But noticeably less of a thing currently. The pure utility of them has diminished with the internet and digital books and whatnot and streaming services. But in some communities, they are still a confluence of community and access to information and media. There are plenty of them that have movies you can check out alongside books, access to computers and the internet. I've even heard tell of some that will have things like little maker spaces and whatnot that can be rented or checked out or in a variety of things, which gives communities access to tools and information of various kinds that they wouldn't otherwise have access to. Read as support your public libraries.
何を答えとするのか決めるのはあなた自身です。
Justin's fine. There we go. It's up to you to decide what counts as an answer.
司書さんの鏡ね。頼もしいわ。
A model librarian, then. How reassuring.
記憶を失ってからも欠かさず行っている習慣はありますか？
Is there any habit you've continued without fail, even after losing your memories?
習慣？特にそういったものを。
A habit? Nothing really comes to mind.
いえ、待って。
No, wait.
強いて言うなら、自殺？
If I had to name something, then suicide?
例になってからも自殺を繰り返している。
Been killing yourself even after becoming a ghost?
そうね。何回も。それで成仏できるんじゃないかと思って。
Yes, over and over. I thought maybe I could pass on that way.
成仏できないと分かってからも旅人さんは自殺をし続けている。
And you still keep doing it, even after realizing it didn't work?
そうね。そうなるわね。
I guess? Or that's how it ended up, at least.
どうやら旅人さんは自殺という行為、あるいは死そのものに執着があるようですね。
It seems you have a fixation on the act itself, or perhaps on death itself.
執着。ピンとこないけれど、そういうことなのかしら。
Ah, sneeze. I startled them, so they shifted position, but we have the two elder cats snuggled up together. Well, the eldest, too. Ember is second oldest, but Sky is still a couple of years or so her senior. A fixation. Doesn't really feel like that, but maybe it
ろ
is.
くな死に方をしていないのかもしれませんね。だからこそ正しい死を求めている。
Perhaps you didn't get a proper death, which is why you're searching for the right one.
正しい死。
A proper death.
なんだかそんな感じがしてきたわ。
Starting to feel like that might be true.
女性が自殺したニュース、あるいは女性が巻き込まれた事件や事故を調べれば、あなたにつながるかもしれません。
Try looking for news related to a woman's death or incidents and accidents involving women. You might find a lead.
過去何年かの新聞を調べてみましょう。しばらく時間をください。
I'll go through the newspapers from the past few years. Give me some time. Wonder how that functions. Are we talking like, Ghostbusters archival librarian ghost where they seem to be able to interact with the shelves? And similar, or is there some other mechanism?
そこまでしてくれるの？
You do all that for me?
師匠ですから。時間を置いてまたここに来てください。調査結果を報告しますので。
I'm a librarian after all. Come back here after a while. I'll report what I find.
ありがとう。それなら。
Thank you. In that
何
case,
か思い出しました？
did you remember something?
やっぱり名乗った方がいい気がするの。記事に私の名前が載っているかもしれないし。
No, I just figured I really should tell you my name. It might appear in one of the articles, after all.
確かに。
Right.
私はしおり。久我山しおりよ。
久我山しおりさんですね。
Committed it to memory.
聞いてしまってから気がつきましたが、記事に実名が載るような事件ならもっと簡単に調べられますね。
I only realized once you brought it up, but it does make things easier if your name comes up in the articles.
どうやって？
What do you mean?
インターネットで名前を検索するんです。
We can search your name on the internet.
Oh.
Ah.
タッチパネルが反応してくれないので、我々幽霊はスマートフォンは使いませんが、キーボードであれば問題なく操作できます。
Oh, okay. So touchscreens don't respond to our kind, so capacitive touch doesn't work, but they can apply pressure to a keyboard. Which is interesting because Gyariko was using, had her phone and her fingers were poised over it in some of the still frames as if she was interacting, as if she was scrolling on it. So is that just like a kind of a ghostly fidget spinner that she has,
が、電子機器とはどうも相性が悪く、パソコンを使った調査は期待しないでください。
That said, we don't get along well with electronic devices, so don't expect much from a computer-based investigation. So we've got a bit of a gremlin aspect to them. The, spirits mess with machinery.
相性が悪いというのは？
We don't?
パソコンを使用すると妙な現象が多発するんです。画面が動かなくなったり、青くなったり。
When I try to use a computer, strange things keep happening. The screen freezes or turns blue and
おそ
so
らく
on.
幽霊から発せられる波長のようなものが電子機器を狂わせてしまうのでしょう。
We probably emit some kind of frequency that interferes with electronics.
ですが、
I see.
相棒さんであればそういった問題は発生しないでしょう。聖者に助けを求めたのは賢い選択です。
However, that should be no problem for your buddy. Asking the living for help was a wise choice.
そうね。私だけじゃできることが限られているから、お手伝いをお願いしたの。
Yes, that's true. There's only so much I can do on my own. That's why I asked my buddy here for help.
そっか、インターネット。全く思いつかなかったわ。記憶探しの旅は早くも終了かもね。
Right, the internet. Never crossed my mind. My search might be shorter than I expected.
スマートフォンの使用は図書館の外でどうぞ。
If you're going to use your phone, please do it outside.
検索するだけなら。
Oh, but it's just a quick search.
ルール上問題ありません。ですが、私は古いタイプの例なので。
It's not against the rules, but I'm rather old-fashioned, you
目
see.
の前でいじられるとイラつきます。
Watching someone fiddle with a phone offends my ghostly
違いの
sensibilities.
一つという
So
わけね。
it's one of your triggers then.
念のため新聞も調べておきます。後日また来てください。
I'll check the newspapers as well, just in case. Come back another day.
ええ、ありがとう。
Okay, thank you. This would totally kill us. Strike a gratitude pose.
え？
Huh?
はい。
Yes? What are you?
話せないから身振りで感謝を伝えようとしているんじゃないかしら。
Since the living can't talk here, that's probably my buddy's way of showing gratitude.
ああ、はい。どういたしまして。
Yes, you're welcome.
それじゃあ行きましょうか。
Well then, shall we get going?
お待ちを。伝え忘れていたことがありました。
Please wait, I forgot to tell you
何かし
something.
ら。
What is it?
私は今まで何人もの霊と出会い見送ってきました。
I've met and seen off many ghosts over the
記
years,
憶を失った霊はおおむね同じ結末を迎えます。
and the ones who've lost their memories almost always meet the same
自我
end.
の喪失、そして存在そのものの消失。
They lose their ego and eventually their very
自
existence.
我の喪失。私が私でなくなってしまうということ。
The loss of the ego? You mean I'd stop being me?
でもどうすればいいの？
What should I do then?
自分の記憶に頼りすぎないことをお勧めします。
I recommend not relying too heavily on your own
何か
memories.
しらの形で自分の心情を残すのも有用です。
Leaving behind your thoughts and feelings in some form may also help.
何かしらの形。日記とか。
In some form? Like a diary, maybe?
それも万能ではありません。あなたはすでに名前以外の記憶を失っている。
Even though that isn't foolproof, you've already forgotten everything except
急
your
いだ
name.
方がよろしいかと。
So I suggest you hurry.
ええ、ありがと
I see. Thank
う。
you.
またね、司書さん。
See you again, Miss
新聞の
Librarian.
件お願いします。
Please take care of the newspaper articles for us.
ええ、任せてください。
Of course. You can count on me. Push some buttons, push some buttons.
ええ、
ねえ、ベンチがあるわ。座りながら。
Hey, there's a bench over there. Let's take a seat
当
and...
然持っているものと思って勝手に話を進めてしまったけれど、
I just went on assuming you had one, but...
スマホって持ってる？
Do you have a smartphone? Oh. Interesting. Yes.
よかった。それじゃあベンチに座りましょうか。
I wonder if that is a fake out where it is like I say no, but it becomes apparent that I do, or that by saying no, I am asserting the reality of the world in this. That if I say no, it's the character does not. Oh, thank goodness. For now, let's take a
あっ
seat.
さり検索できたらいいのだけど、きっとそう簡単には。
That is a very distorted, what sounds like a ringtone. Be nice if we could find something right away, but I doubt it'll be that.
びっくりした。着信ね。
Surprised me. Looks like you've got a call. Very, very glitched out looking.
電話みたいね。私のことは気にせず出て大丈夫。大事な用事かも。
Don't mind me. Go ahead and answer it. It might be important. The text looks strange somehow. And I'm sure I switched it into silent
ど
mode.
うしたの？あら、
Something wrong? My...
画面の表示が変ね。着信音もなんだか不気味だし。
Your screen is looking weird and the ringtone sounds kind of creepy.
まさか何らかの心霊現象？私と関わってしまったせいかしら。
Could this be some sort of paranormal phenomenon? Maybe it's because you got involved with me?
どうしよう。出ない方がいいかもしれないわね。
What should we do? I think you shouldn't answer it. Well, we gotta pick up the creepy line.
すごい。ためらいなく応答ボタンをタップしたわ。
Wow, you didn't think twice about answering it.
やっとマジでつながった。
Ah, yo, it really worked.
この声、ギャルコさん？
That voice, Yariko-san?
そうそう、私です。
Yep, it's me.
知らないうちに番号を交換していたわけじゃないわよね。
Her way of speaking, she has the same dialogue. Yariko has the same dialogue as a character that would be very chipper. But the way she delivers the lines is kind of opposite of that. It is this real, like, slower, disinterested voice to it. How Tass had mentioned that, Gyaru could be viewed as a similar cultural movement to goth. The way that she is speaking is the kind of character voice that we will often get out of the goth trope characters in some shows. You know, that sort of protracted, yeah, whatever, kind of projected disinterest, you know? You two didn't exchange numbers without me noticing, right?
番号なんて知らんし。てか私のスマホ電源入ってないし。
Nah, that's not it. Besides, my phone ain't even on.
どうして電話がつながっているのかしら。
Then how is this call even happening?
わかんない。あれっしょ。多分霊力。
Beats me. Probably through the power of ghosthood or something.
会えたかなって気になってさ。でもそっち行くのめんどいじゃん。
So I was just wondering if the two of you found her. But, like, going over there is such a pain, yeah?
スマホ使えんじゃねって思ったんだよね。自分でもわかんないけど。
But then I remembered I had a phone, or something like it.
ねえ、念じたらできた。
Okay, so this is answering one of my, prior questions, really, is the phone that she has is essentially an extension of her. She doesn't have an actual phone. She has a ghost version of a thing that was, it's not the same thing, but very dear to her, very part of her existence, you know? Her having and using a smartphone was a non-trivial part of her life. So it is it is part of her kind of ghost form. Hello, CPM. Hello. How you doing today? We're playing a visual novel. Anyway, I imagined it real hard, and it worked.
随分アバウトだけど、心霊現象に理屈を求めるのが間違っているのかしら。
I imagined it real hard, and I managed to call you in the manner of the ring. That's rather vague, but I guess we shouldn't expect any logic from paranormal phenomena.
どうでもいいじゃん。実際繋がってんだし。
Dropped a new song as your stage persona, huh? What kind of music do you do? Yeah, it worked, so who cares?
ね、会えた？
So, did you find her?
ええ、お手伝いをしてくれることになったわ。
Yes, she agreed to help us.
もうよかったじゃん。なんか分かったら教えてね。
Oh, nice. Tell me if you find anything, Kay.
もちろん。ひとまずインターネットで。あら。
Of course. First, we'll try searching the internet for clues. Hmm?
もう切れちゃったみたいね。
Looks like she hung up.
それじゃあ、ベンチに座って検索してみましょうか。
Okay, then. Mainly synthwave. All you've uploaded right now are the songs making fun of your own peanut allergy. I think I've heard some synthwave tracks before. I actually favor a lot of stuff that has no vocals in it. It's not to say that vocals cannot be viewed as an instrument in and of themselves. But I feel like when it's just essentially the instrumentation, it gives a lot more flexibility in how you can listen to it, you know? At least personally, the vocals draw my attention, which may be apparent in the way that I have been locking on to the particulars of how some of the words are used in the Japanese voicing as well as in the dubbing here. Okay, then, let's take a seat and start browsing.
私は見ているだけだけど。
Or rather, let's take a seat and you start browsing. I can only watch, after all.
お手数をおかけします。お願いね。
Ah, nice. Music, you know, the generation of art in a variety of forms is always interesting. Sorry for making you do all the work. I'm counting on you. Loophole.
私の名前ヒットするかしら。
Now then, let's see if my name shows up. It's always fun to see what they'll use as a title in order to avoid any concerns at all about advertising or using logos for companies, you know? So in this case, you know, it's not Google, it's Loophole. But the entire layout of the page is very clearly Google.
漢字はわかる?
You know how to spell it?
しおりは普通に本のしおり。
Do you know how to spell it? Ku as in long time, Ga as in self, and Yama as in mountain. And Shiori is just the usual bookmark.
多分どっちも変換候補に出てくると思う。
I think both should come up in the spelling suggestions.
出てこないわね。
No good, huh? Too bad.
でも少なくとも実名が出るほどの大きな事件じゃないことと、私にはインターネットに残るような実績はないってことが分かったわね。
But at least we know a couple of things now. Whatever happened to me wasn't newsworthy, and I didn't leave any sort of digital trail.
今ふと思ったのだけど、久我山しおりって本当に私の名前なのかしら。
Just occurred to me. Is Kugayama Shiori really my name?
私の死に関わった人の名前って可能性もあるわよね。記憶がないから確信が持てない。
Well, an afterlife crisis. If you weren't here for some of the beginning of this, Shiori and so far all of the other characters we've encountered are ghosts. And our POV character, our nameless POV character right now, is able to see and communicate with them. And our character is very much a POV character. To the extent that when coming up with like a pseudonym for Shiori here, one of the characters gave her an actual pseudonym and referred to us as "and her buddy." We're just a hovering camera beside her. But no, we found Shiori as a ghost, and that like the first scene is essentially her hanging from a tree branch in the middle of a park. And when she, like, we are looking directly up at her, and she is sitting there just, you know, hanging from the rope, blinking, and eventually it's like, hey, wait, can you see me? The core gimmick is that she has no memories except her name, and and because of that, she doesn't know why she's still here. Like, what is still holding her to this world? Why can't she pass on? And our POV character agrees to help her figure that out. It could be the name of someone involved in my death, right? With no memories, I can't be sure.
仮に別人だったとしても、今は手がかりがない。
I really enjoyed The Sixth Sense as a movie. It's one of those that people retroactively point at and do the like, well, I knew what the mystery was all along. And it was made even worse once M. Night Shyamalan became kind of notorious for really forced plot twists. The retroactive denigration of work that was considered good at the time. But no, I really like it. I think they did a really good job in Sixth Sense of creating the mystery without it being in such a way that everything that you were seeing could be interpreted both as you would have interpreted it during the course of it, but additionally how you interpret it now having the information. And I like that sort of thing. It's the reason that you interpret it the way that you do is because of the contextual information that you have. It's with those extra bits of crucial information, suddenly all of the pieces essentially rotate and fit together differently. Even if it's someone else's name, we don't have any leads right now.
死に執着していること。次はその線で調べてみましょう。
The one thing we do know for sure is that I'm fixated on suicide, on death. So let's try that angle next. As a ghost, at some point, she tried to kill herself as a ghost. With the idea that, well, maybe if I die again, that I'll get to pass on. But then she kept doing it. And that was called out by one of the other ghosts, is even though you realized it wasn't doing anything, you just kept doing it. So maybe, that is a fixation of yours. Maybe that is a demonstration of a critical piece of info.
女性の自殺だけじゃ範囲が広すぎる。もっと絞りたいわね。
She's committed to the bit, you know? But a woman's suicide, it's probably too general. We're gonna need to narrow it down.
そういえば私、制服を着ているのよね。つまり私は学生、多分高校生ね。
Come to think of it, I'm wearing a uniform, aren't I? That would make me a student, probably a high schooler.
制服から学校名がわかればかなり絞れそうだけど、あまり特徴のないセーラー服だし、難しそうね。
We could identify my uniform and narrow things down, but this sailor uniform is pretty plain, so it might be tough.
そもそも私、本当に学生なのかしら。ただのコスプレという可能性も。
Besides, am I even a student? What if I was just cosplaying?
少し怖くなってきたわ。その可能性はないものとしましょう。
Okay, that was a bit scary. Let's pretend that possibility doesn't exist.
そうね。女子高生、自殺。あと、地名を加えて検索してもらってもいいかしら。
And I mean, that's one of the things, CPM, the fact that she doesn't remember anything except a name, which she calls out here that, like, is that even my name? Could that just be the name of somebody else? Like, we don't even have an indication of the when of her death. Let's see, can you try searching for high school girl suicide and a location? Ikarigadai? I suppose that must be where here is.
電車にはねられ死亡。自殺に見せかけ殺害。事故と事件の記事ばかりね。
That is that's an article title. So, murder staged as suicide. That is a, shocking headline. But hit by train. Okay. The shocking headline. Comma dead. I feel like the comma dead is unnecessary. Comma survived. Comma still alive, that is like notable, potentially tragic. Hit by train tends to have a final aspect to it, or perhaps a hopefully final aspect to it. It's all accidents and crime
私として
reports.
はそちらを追ってみてもいいのだけど。いえ、待って。あった。
I mean, I wouldn't mind looking into those too, but wait, there.
マンションから転落、女子高校生死亡、自殺か。
High school girl found dead after falling from apartment. Suicide suspected.
約5年前の記事ね。警察は現場の状況などから共用通路の腰壁を自ら乗り越えたとみて詳しく調べている。
It's from around 5 years ago. Based on the scene, the police believe she climbed over the waist-high railing into the shared corridor and are investigating further.
正直なところ、特にピンとは来ていないのだけど、せっかくだし現場に行ってみたいわね。
It is comical that the idea of like personifying the trope of hit by a car, hit by a train, as an entity that is doing it when it comes to the reborn genre of fiction. But additionally, that there's almost the implication of a single entity, that there is a particular named truck that is doing this. There, I saw a recent joke about, the ferryman on the river Styx potentially using an app, but the idea of a delivery truck as a sort of psychopomp is hilarious. I mean, there are a lot of states in the US that I feel like have reached critical mass as far as the amount of Kool-Aid that has been drank. I feel like the saturation of sweetener in Red 40 is probably at some sort of, well, again, critical mass. The Kool-Aid man's coming through the wall and it's going to go off like an atomic bomb. All right, thanks for swinging through, CPM. Good luck with whatever is the urgency calling you away.
問題はその現場がどこかってことよね。マンションの特定は難しいかしら。
The problem is figuring out where the scene actually is. Pinpointing the apartment might be tough.
SNS?
Okay, we were using Loople search to find news articles, and now we have switched over to the Z app. Social media?
そうね。知っている人が場所を書き込んだりしているかも。すごい賢いわ。
We tried playing that Urban Myth Dissolution Center, and while there were some interesting elements to it, the searching social media portion was tedious for what you were getting out of it. Like, I liked the idea of, like, oh, they were looking at articles, finding rumors, that kind of stuff. But the fact that pretty much the whole mechanic of that was just clicking each message and having the characters do a, oh, well, that's a post that someone made, reactions. If you're just going to have it be a rote operation, then doing this kind of thing where it is, hey, there's an article about this on the internet. Let's discuss this. All right, someone who knows.
さっきの自殺記事の更新告知とかを探して そこから紐付けて調べていけば。
We should look for posts and updates about the suicide and connect the dots from there.
もう見つけたの？
I can't see what other emoticons they used at the end of their handle here. But this one really looks like the grinning ghost kind of icon. Huh? You've already found it?
すごいわね。インターネットを完全に使いこなしている。
Wow, you're surfing the internet like a pro. Or is it just me?
幽霊なのかしら。
Am I actually from an older era? You used the term surfing the internet. So either you have a lingering reference from a prior era, or the era that you died in is at least, from the era that I interacted with the internet in.
ごめんなさい。そんなことどうでもいいわね。書き込みと一緒にマンションの写真もアップされているのね。
Sorry, that doesn't matter right now. There's a picture of the apartment in the post, too.
記者のプライバシー完全に無視ね。現代人怖い。
They're completely ignoring the deceased's privacy. Modern people are scary.
このマンション多分知ってる。うん、知っているわ。すぐ近くのはず。
I think I know this building. Yeah, I know this place. It should be close by.
やっぱりピンとは来ていないけれど、このマンションで自殺したのは私。
Still not ringing any bells, but did I really kill myself at this apartment building?
いえ、考える必要なんてないわね。現場に向かいましょう。行けばわかるわ。
There's no point in overthinking it. Let's just go. I'll know once I get there.
おそらくきっと。
Maybe. Probably. I'm sure. What was the line? Ah, that sounds like something they do. They probably did. They did do it. Adjust spine. Ah. Okay.
実はちょっとだけ自信なかったのだけど、よかったわ。無事にたどり着いて。
To be honest, I wasn't sure if I could bring us here, but what a relief. Looks like we made it.
念のためマンションの写真をもう一度見せてくれる？
Can you show me the photo of the apartment building, just in case? Push some buttons, push some buttons. There we go.
ここね。間違いない。
Yeah, this is it. There's no doubt about it.
このマンションの記憶は生前のものかしら、それとも死後？
My memories of this place, are they from before or after I died? This is, in a way, a reference to what the librarian was referring to. They didn't explicitly state it, or at least they didn't fully explain it, but the idea that ghosts who have lost their memories, an implication of that is that they are losing all of their memories. Their mind is fading away. And her saying, is this from before or after I died? The possibility being that she just doesn't remember the fact that she's already been to this location recently, or at some point after her death. She's already forgotten that too.
例になってからあちこち徘徊していたけれど、この辺りに来た覚えはないのよね。
I've been wandering all over since I became a ghost, but I don't remember ever coming here.
やっぱりこ ここに住んでいた。
Maybe I really did live here.
よし、
Okay,
私飛ぶわ。
I'm jumping.
もしここで自殺したのが私なら、再現してみれば何か思い出すはず。
Ma'am, you're making a leap of logic here. If I really did kill myself here, then reenacting it should jog my memory. Why do you think that that is a thing that would happen?
腰壁を乗り越えて転落だったわね。何回かは記事に書かれていなかった。
That girl climbed over the waist-high railing and jumped, right? The article didn't say which floor it was.
どうせなら屋上から飛びたいわね。
I'm gonna do it. Might as well jump from the roof.
ほら、屋上って普通は立ち入り禁止でしょ。でも私、幽霊だから。ルールなんて守る必要はない。千載一遇のチャンス。
You know how rooftops are usually off limits, right? But now that I'm a ghost, that doesn't apply anymore. It's my big chance.
屋上ってなんだか憧れない？学校の屋上とか。
Don't you think rooftops have a certain charm, like the ones at school? I can't say they have a charm as in like oh, I really like that kind of charm, but I think there's something there. I'm trying to figure out what it is. And I don't mean like what they might see in it. It's what is it about it that has that like element to it? Is it just that it's commonly used as a scene in anime? Like I view it as like a part of a trope, you know, the conversations on the rooftop? Or is there something else to it? Interesting. Well, there's something to it.
でしょでしょ。やっぱりそうよね。人を引きつける何かがあるのよ、屋上には。
No, right? I knew you'd get it. There's just something about rooftops that draws people in.
とにかく飛んでみるわ。屋上から。I can fly よ。
I'm gonna jump from the roof. As they say, I can fly.
ただ、問題があるとすれば、どうやって屋上に行くかよね。
The only problem is, how do we get up there?
私って物理法則に縛られているタイプの幽霊だから飛んでいったりはできないし。
I'm the kind of ghost who's still bound by physics, so I can't just float my way up there.
なるようになれ。
Whatever happens, happens, I guess.
あなたはここで待っていて。不法侵入になっちゃう。
You wait here, okay? Otherwise it'd count as trespassing.
それじゃあ行ってくるわね。華麗に飛んでくるわ。
Okay then, I'm off. Time for a graceful dive.
楽しくなってきちゃった。
She goes skipping off to try to reenact what was potentially her death. Tra-la-la. This is starting to get kind of fun. Hello, Rayblocks. Hello, welcome. How you doing today? Pause. Longer pause. There she is.
なんとか屋上に出られたわ。これから飛ぶわね。
I made it somehow. I'm gonna jump now.
ちょっとビビってるわ。思ったより高い。
Kind of freaking out. It's way higher than I thought.
嘘。ちょっとじゃないわ。だいぶビビってる。
Okay, I lied. I'm really freaking out right now.
でも、せっ
Since I've come all this way, I'm gonna jump. I'm already dead, so I've got nothing to lose.
よし飛べ飛ぶわ
Okay, I'm jumping. I'm gonna jump.
せ
Here I go. Really working herself up. Rayblocks, this game is called Kugayama Shiori's Death Diary. This is a visual novel about a ghost who's trying to figure out why she is still a ghost. She has no memories of anything other than her name. And our character, who is able to see and interact with ghosts, is helping her. What's the matter, Sky? What? Come here. Sky mournfully crying, one of my cats. What are you doing? No, he's just gonna stare at me. Oh, title sequence. And while this song is good, I'm muting this because almost universally this kind of thing will get a content ID claim on it. If you'd like to see the entirety of this portion of it, it is visible on the Steam page. Well, yep, she definitely arrived at ground level. Pause. Pause. Protracted pause.
大丈夫よちゃんと生きているわ
Don't worry, I'm still alive.
いえ生きてはいないわね訂正ちゃんと意識はあるわ
No, wait, no, I'm not. Let me rephrase. I'm still here and conscious.
霊ってある程度変えられるみたいなの自分の意志で姿を
Looks like ghosts can tweak their appearance if they want, at least to some extent.
転落死ってこんな感じだろうなってイメージしてみたのだけど
I tried imagining what I'd look like if I died from falling.
自分では見られないからちゃんとできているのかわからないのが難点ね
Since I can't see myself, I'm not sure if I did it right.
平然と喋っているからしっくりこないんだわもっと苦しげにしなくちゃダメよね
I guess it's not very convincing when I'm talking so normally. I need to sound more pained.
痛い助けどうちょっとは雰囲気が
Well, did I at least set the mood? Huh?
今もしかして写真を撮った
Did you
死
just
体の写真を
take a picture of my
あ
corpse?
なたを怖がらせるはずが予想外すぎて私が恐怖を覚えたわどうして急に
I'm supposed to be the one scaring you, but that was so unexpected you ended up spooking me instead. What's gotten into you all of a sudden? To commemorate the moment.
記念そう記念ね
To commemorate? Right, to commemorate. So it's commemorative.
そもそも私写真に写るのかしら見せてもらってもいい
To think of it, do I even show up in photos? Can I see it?
よいしょっと 姿を変えるのも疲れるわね。
All right, there. Shapeshifting is
そ
tiring.
れで綺麗に撮れてる？
So, how was it? Does it look good? Oh, yeah.
す
Full on spirit photography.
綺麗に撮れてるわね。幽霊もこんなにくっきり。
Wow, amazing. It came out so nicely. To think a ghost would show up this clearly. Now, we also have to ask, is the only reason that she is visible in that image because a ghost and a person that can see ghosts is looking at it? Would other people look at it and see a blank set of pavers, you know?
いや、ちょっと待って。黒いわ。自分でやったこととはいえ、これはひどいわね。
Oh, wait, hold on. This is brutal. Downright grotesque. I mean, I know I did this myself, but this is horrible.
本当によく撮ろうと思ったわね。私も変わってるってよく言われるけれど、あなたも相当ね。
Can't believe you actually thought of taking a picture. People say I'm weird, but you're quite something too.
変わってるってよく言われる。
People often say I'm weird. This is a memory that she has gained. She recalls that people would say that she was weird.
誰に？
Who did?
飛び降りてみてもしっくりこなかったの。特に何か思い出したりはしなかった。
Nothing clicked even after I jumped. I didn't remember anything in particular. That's a fun thought with the premise. She knows her name, but she also knows that she doesn't know anything but her name. If she regains a memory that she knows something else, it's technically possible, like narratively it would be possible, that she feels like she has always known that because now she has that memory. So is she even going to think that, like, oh, the only thing I can remember is my name and that people called me weird, not that I now remember that people called me weird? It is the like in the story, she is demonstrating an awareness of what she is currently remembering or not. But it's always a possibility when you've got a story where you're playing with memory that by its nature, that makes the narrative less reliable. You know, is this really happening? Is this something that the person actually recalls happening? Is it distorted? Nothing clicked even after I jumped. I didn't remember anything in particular.
ここで死んだのは私じゃない。多分ね。
So whoever died here probably wasn't me, I think.
けれど、大事なことは何一つ思い出せていないけれど、ぼやけた自分の輪郭がはっきりしていくような、そんな感覚があるの。
But although I don't remember anything important, it feels like a blurry outline of myself is coming into focus.
ありがとう。あなたのおかげで、ほんの少しだけ自分を取り戻せた気がする。
Thank you. I feel like I've regained a tiny bit of myself thanks to you.
そろそろ暗くなるわね。
It's getting dark.
自殺現場の調査は終えたし、今日はこれで終わりにしましょうか。
Come here, you. Hello, Sky. Hello. Hello, kitty. We finished looking into the scene, so why don't we call it a day?
あなたの家まで送って、いえ、知らない方がいいわね。
I'll walk you home. Wait, no. I guess it's better if I don't know where you live. She's referring to something the librarian told us, and that's that it's best if a ghost doesn't get overly familiar with someone, because ghosts are prone to going from, familiarity to fixation to obsession to cursing and haunting people. To some extent, it seems that emotions and behaviors that the ghost has have a habit or possibility of becoming hyper exaggerated. With the example being, there are things that in life the person was annoyed by that become triggers that can enrage them, even if they were otherwise a calm person in life. The first other ghost than Shiori that we encounter becomes very, very angry that despite the fact that we didn't ask any questions or any help of them, when we try to walk away without also thanking her for her help, after Shiori had, they became very angry. When we spoke out loud in the library, when talking to the librarian, they became very angry. And if you speak out loud 3 times to them, she straight up kills you. So this is her being cautious. She is concerned about becoming too familiar with our POV character.
公園に戻りましょうか。私たちが出会ったあの公園。
Let's head back to the park, the one where we first met.
そこで今日は解散。本当にありがとう。急なお願いに応えてくれて。
We'll part ways there for today. Thanks, really, for going along with my sudden request.
帰りましょう。
Okay, let's head back.
あら、コンビニに行くの？
Oh, are you stopping by the convenience store?
ギャルコさんの報告は後日って思っていたけれど、そうね。今日しちゃいましょうか。
I was planning to report to Gyaruko-san another day, but yeah, let's do it today.
それじゃあ、コンビニに出発。
Okay, off to the convenience store. Law stop.
残念。いないみたいね。
Too bad. Looks like she's not
ここにいる
here.
ことが多いけれど、彼女も私と同じ。気ままにフラフラしているみたいなの。
She's here often, but like me, she wanders around a lot.
今どこにいるのかはわからないわ。どうする？少し待ってみる？
I don't know where she might be right now. She is right now. What do you think? Want to wait a bit? Go shopping.
ええ、わかった。ここで待っているわね。
Okay, I'll wait here then.
おかえりなさい。欲しいものは買えた？
Welcome back. Did you get what you wanted? Give her a gift.
私に？何かしら？ありがとう。
We haven't yet got this. We know they can interact with stuff, but is it like they can interact or can they hold a thing? For me, thank you. I wonder what's inside.
でも、この世のものに触れられるかしら？
But can I even physically touch things?
物理法則に縛られてるってさっき言ったわね。
Well, I did say I was bound by the laws of physics.
地に足つけて歩いているんだから、触れられないはずがないわ。何言ってるのかしら私。間抜けね。
What am I saying? I'm walking around with my feet on the ground, so of course I can touch things. How silly of me.
とっても嬉しい。袋の中身は何かしら？
Thank you. I'm really happy. Now, time to find out what's inside this bag.
ノートにペン。これはテープね。カラフルで可愛い。あとは。
Let's see. A notebook, a pen, some tape. It's cute and colorful. And then,
時の写真プリントしたのね。自分の写真なのにビクってしたわ。
You printed that photo from earlier. I know it was just me, but it still made me jump.
どうしてこれを。いえ、待って。
Why would you... No, wait.
ノートにペン、テープと写真。
Hello. Hello,
この
Sky.
組み合わせ。
Oof. Oof. Yeah. Push some buttons, push some buttons. Notebook, a pen, some tape, a photo, put all this together and...
わかったわ。ここに記録をしろということね。
Oh, I get it. You're telling me to keep a record.
記憶をなくせば、いずれ自我も失い、私は消える。
If I lose my memories, I'll eventually lose my ego, then finally my existence. This is directly referencing what the librarian told her. And the librarian encouraged her to start taking notes, to keep records of what she was doing and what she knows. I suppose, if for no other reason than to reinforce and refresh those memories.
でも、新しい思い出を自分の中に刻んでいけば、私は私を保てる。
But if I keep carving new memories into myself, I can stay as me.
それに、死に執着している私にとって、この写真は失った自分につながる大事な記録。
And for someone who's fixated on death like me, this photo is an important record that connects me to the self I've lost.
ありがとう。本当に素敵なプレゼント。早速使わせてもらうわね。
Thank you. It's a wonderful present. I'll start using it right away.
今日の思い出をしっかり残しておかなくちゃ。忘れてしまわないうちに。
I need to record what happened today then, before I forget. Death by falling.
できた。私の死を記録したノート。デスノート。
Okay, it's done. A notebook that records my deaths. A death note. Tried recreating the suicide of a high school girl from 5 years ago. It was always a small dream of mine to stand atop an apartment building overlooking the city. But when the time finally came, I regretted it immediately. Heights are scary. I mustered my courage and jumped, and as the ground rushed closer, fear overtook me. Falling is scary. Unfortunately, my memories didn't return. It seems my cause of death wasn't suicide by jumping.
ちょっと今のは違うわね。
Yeah, no, that wasn't
な
it.
かったわ。
Yeah, no, that wasn't it. Oh, that was close.
死のノート。読んだ人が死にそうね。
He was about to call it a death note, and said, "Ah, no, it wasn't Death Note." The Notebook of Doom? No, that makes it sound like anyone who reads it would die.
死んだ姿。死に様。死に様ノート。もうひとひねり欲しいわね。
Death records, details of my deaths, death journal. Probably needs a bit more flair.
死に様手帳。
Death diary.
しっくりくるわ。閻魔帳みたいでかっこいいし。
Nice ring to it. Pretty cool, too. Like Enma's own Book of the Dead.
死に様手帳がいっぱいになるまで思い出を作っていきたい。なんて思ってしまったけれど、あなたにとってはいい迷惑ね。
So I was thinking of filling the death diary with all sorts of memories, but you probably don't want to go through all that hassle.
私はもう終わった人間。早く記憶を取り戻して、存在が消えちゃう前に成仏をしないとね。
My life is already ended. I just need to get my memories back before I pass on.
もうすぐ日が落ちる。 私はここでもう少しギャルコさんを待ってみる。あなたはもう帰った方がいいわ。
The sun's about to set. I'll stay here a bit longer and wait for Gyaruko-san. You should head home.
明日、いえ、明後日でも、もっと後でもいいわ。気が向いたらまた会いに来てね。私はあの公園にいるから。
Tomorrow or the day after, or whenever, really. If you feel like it, come see me again. I'll be at the park.
それじゃあまたね。今日は本当にありがとう。気をつけて帰ってね。
Well then, see you again. And really, thank you for today. Get home safe. Pause. I should record what happened today on my phone. Kugayama Shiori, a ghost who was hanging herself in the park. I ended up helping her search for her lost memories. Apparently, if a ghost loses too many memories, their ego fades and they eventually disappear. I want to help her until she can remember everything. She has a quirky way of speaking, and she's fun to be around. Yariko, a female ghost I met at the convenience store. She's a Gyaru. Like Shiori-san, she doesn't have any memories. She knows a lot of people and has plenty of ghost friends. Be careful, though. She gets upset if you forget to say thank you. Miss Librarian, a female ghost who's always reading in the library. Apparently, she's been a ghost for a while now. She agreed to help Shiori-san recover her memories. She's kind and helpful, but absolutely forbids any chatter in the library. She puts a lot of emphasis on being rational and level-headed. A high school girl jumped off an apartment building and killed herself. Shiori-san tried jumping too, but nothing seemed to click. Maybe it was unrelated to her? I did remember which apartment building she jumped from, and that when I was alive, my friends probably often called me weird. In short, I managed to get a small piece of myself back. If I keep piecing together my memories, maybe one day I'll become whole again, right? Okay, so we have the Death Diary, this book icon. We have our cell phone, which is notes, like, you know, important people and whatnot. The next icon is a UFO, like with tractor beam aimed down. We cannot click on it yet, though. So we are going to save here. And we are going to wrap up there for the day. It's interesting. It's interesting. I like the story so far. For those that have been watching, let me know what you think. Pop it down in the comments or take it along to the Discord. You can find the Discord link in the link tree found in my video descriptions and bio. If you like what you saw and would like to see more, also remember to like, comment, subscribe. All of those buttons are good for the channel. They help it grow. So I'd appreciate if you press those buttons. Let's see. Next stream is Friday. Planning on trying to finish up routine. We probably will. There shouldn't be too much left. And, you know, this time, hopefully I will not forget to have the game sound on. Won't that be neat? And then on Saturday, we're going to try a cozy game called Restory, which is about kind of a small electronics repair shop. Trying to do it this way going forward is to do a different thing each day, and based on what we got that week to look at the next week. So it'll make some continuous things a bit slower unless we decide to really lean into them, but it will also mean that there's less worry about what I'm scheduling, because you know, we don't have to worry that the rest of the week was supposed to be game X and it ends up that either the game finished early or at some point there is a pivot and we don't like that game anymore. But yeah, we'll see. I hope everybody has a good rest of their day, and I will see you next time.